Stop! Before you scroll past this, 3 financial changes are already active in 2026. Most people in this room won't find out about them until it's too late to use them. One of them affects how much you can legally put into your retirement account, not in theory, right now, this year. One affects how you budget for healthcare in retirement. If your projections were built before 2024, they're wrong, and they are going to cost you. And the third, a new Social Security bill actively moving through Congress right now, could change how much income you're allowed to earn while collecting benefits, permanently. This is not a prediction. These changes are already signed, already in motion, or actively moving through legislation as of this recording. We are going to cover all 3, in order, with the numbers, no filler, no hype, just the briefing. If you are between 40 and 55, still building, not done yet, this information does not belong to your future self. It belongs to you, right now, today. Most financial content on YouTube covers these changes for people who are already retired. Nobody is covering what they mean for the late starter with 10 to 20 years left to build. That is what this briefing is for. Let's get into it. Let me tell you exactly why most people find out about financial changes too late. It is not because the information is hidden. It is not because the rules are complicated. It is because the financial system rewards reactive behavior. Most people learn about changes to their retirement accounts from a tax preparer in February after the year has ended and the contribution window has already closed. Most people learn about Medicare changes from an HR letter when they are already 64 and their options have already narrowed. Most people learn about Social Security legislation from a headline after the vote has already happened and the window has already moved. That is the pattern. And that pattern is expensive. Secure 2.0, the legislation that fundamentally changed the 401k landscape, was signed in December 2022, nearly 4 years ago. The people who read it early have already been repositioning. The people finding out about it now are playing catch-up. The Inflation Reduction Act's Medicare Part D cap has been in force since 2025. Some retirement models are still running the old numbers, carrying inflated healthcare projections that no longer reflect reality. And the Social Security Earnings Test Bill, the third change in this briefing, is moving right now, before it passes. This is what the briefing is for. Not to react, to position. If you are between 40 and 55, this is not your parents' retirement system. It is yours. And it is changing right now in ways that are direct, specific, and material to your future. Pay attention. 3 changes. Let me give you the map before we go deep. Change number 1, the 401k super catch-up window. If you are between 60 and 63 years old, or approaching that window, the IRS now allows you to contribute an additional $11,250 per year above the standard catch-up limit. This is not available to everyone. It is specifically designed for a 4-year age band, 60, 61, 62, 63. At 64, it closes. If you do not know this exists, you cannot use it. Change number 2. The Medicare Part D $2,000 cap. For the first time in history, your annual out-of-pocket prescription drug cost under Medicare Part D is now capped at $2,000 per year. Before this change, some beneficiaries were paying $5,000 to $8,000 per year out of pocket. If your retirement model has not been updated to reflect this, you are carrying an inflated liability. Change number 3. The Social Security Earnings Test Elimination Bill. Currently, if you claim Social Security before your full retirement age and continue working, the Social Security Administration withholds a portion of your benefits. Active legislation is moving to eliminate that penalty entirely. These are the 3 changes. Remember them. We are going through each one with the full numbers, and then we are going to talk about what they mean together, because that is the part nobody in this space is discussing. The sum is significantly larger than the parts. Let's start with change number 1. And let me be precise about this. The Secure 2.0 Act, signed into law in December 2022, created what the IRS now calls the Super Catch-Up Contribution. Here is the current structure. If you are 50 years old or older, the IRS allows you to contribute an additional $7,500 per year to your 401k on top of the standard $23,500 annual limit. That is the standard catch-up. Most people in this room have heard of that. What most people have not heard of is the super catch-up. If you are between the ages of 60 and 63, exactly those 4 years, no more, no less, the IRS now allows you to contribute $11,250 per year in catch-up contributions. That is $3,750 more per year than the standard catch-up rate. 4 years, a specific window, built directly into law. At 64, the super catch-up closes. You revert to the standard $7,500. That's the trap. Most people in their 40s are not thinking about what happens at 60. They are thinking about right now, the mortgage, the tuition, the day-to-day weight of the present. And by the time they turn 60 and that window opens, they are not in position to maximize it, because they were never watching for it. The law gave you the window. The law cannot make you show up to use it. Drop your age in the comments right now. Just the number. Because what this window means changes completely depending on where you are in it. I want to know who is in this room. Let me give you the math. Because this is where the real conversation begins. $11,250 per year. Over 4 years, ages 60 to 63. That is $45,000 in additional principal invested, above and beyond your standard contributions. Now apply a conservative 7% average annualized return over the next 10 years to age 73. $45,000 grows to approximately $88,500. Think about that. Not because of additional income, not because of a market prediction, simply because you knew the window existed and you were in position to use it. Now layer in the standard contribution for those same 4 years. At $20,500 per year, plus the $11,250 super catch-up, that is $34,750 per year going in. Over 4 years, $139,000 in total contributions. With the same 7% growth trajectory over 10 years, the compound delta between knowing about the super catch-up and not knowing exceeds $100,000 at retirement. $100,000 from a 4-year window, not a loophole, a law. Built specifically for people who started late and need to accelerate. For those of you in your 40s watching this, your job right now is simple. Stay in the 401k. Keep your contribution rate as high as your cash flow allows. Stay invested. Because when your window opens at 60, you need to be in position to use it. The window will not wait for you to be ready. Don't let it open on an empty account. The system rewards the people who read it early. You are reading it early. That is the edge. Hold it. Change number 2. And this one requires you to update a number. Before 2025, Medicare Part D, the prescription drug coverage component of Medicare, had no annual ceiling on your out-of-pocket costs. No cap. No ceiling. None. Some Medicare beneficiaries were paying $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 per year in out-of-pocket prescription drug costs. Those are not outliers. Those are documented cases for people managing chronic conditions, specialty medications, and complex treatment protocols. The Inflation Reduction Act changed that. Effective 2025 and now fully enforced in 2026, your annual out-of-pocket cost for prescription drugs under Medicare. Part D is capped at $2,000 per year. That is the ceiling. $2,000. Regardless of what you take, regardless of what it costs. Stop for a moment. Do you know what your current retirement healthcare projection actually looks like? Not roughly, specifically. Most people building a retirement model right now are carrying healthcare line items calculated before this cap existed. They have $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 per year in the prescription drug column, and those numbers have been reset. The gap between the old model and the new model could be $3,000 to $6,000 per year in freed capital. Over a 20-year retirement, that is $60,000 to $120,000 in purchasing power you thought was locked inside a healthcare liability. It isn't. The cap changed the math. The question is whether your model knows that yet. Now let me make this specific to the people in this room, because most of the coverage on the Part D cap is framed for people already on Medicare. You are not on Medicare yet. If you are between 40 and 55, you are 10 to 25 years from Medicare eligibility, which means this change does not affect your current healthcare costs. It affects your model, your projection, your retirement math, and that is where the real opportunity lives. The recalibration is this. If your retirement model was built with $5,000 to $7,000 per year in prescription drug costs as a conservative healthcare projection, you now have a hard ceiling of $2,000. $3,000 per year redirected into an investment account, compounding at 7% over 20 years, that is not $60,000. That is significantly more. A six-figure retirement model correction from a single line item update. This is why the briefing matters. Not for the retirees, for the builders. The system changed. Your model needs to reflect it. We are halfway through. Before we get to change number 3, the one most creators on this platform have not yet covered for the 40 to 55 demographic, one thing. If this briefing is useful, hit the like button right now. Not as a favor to me, because it tells the algorithm that this information is worth surfacing to the late starters who haven't found it yet. One click, right now. Then we keep moving. Change number 3. Pay close attention to how I frame this, because precision matters here. This is a bill, not yet a law. Active legislation, currently moving through Congress. I am discussing it now, before it passes, because that is the window. Here is the current rule. If you claim Social Security benefits before your full retirement age, currently 67 for most people in this room, and you continue to work, the Social Security Administration applies what is called the earnings test. In 2026, if you earn more than $24,480 per year while collecting early benefits, SSA withholds $1 for every $2 you earn above that threshold until you reach full retirement age. The system penalizes you for claiming early and continuing to work. It forces a choice: collect early and reduce your income, or delay benefits and keep earning. A system built on contradiction. The new legislation proposes to eliminate the earnings test entirely. If this bill passes, and it carries bipartisan support, you could claim Social Security at 62 and continue working at full income. No withholding, no penalty, no forced choice. What does that mean for a late starter? Your Social Security claiming strategy changes completely. The standard, wait until 70 to maximize calculation, gets disrupted. You gain flexibility you did not previously have. Claim early, keep earning. The system stops penalizing you for both. This bill has not passed yet, which is exactly why we are discussing it now. The people who position early, who map the scenarios before the vote, are the ones who benefit first. Not a rumor, active legislation with momentum. Position now. Now we need to talk about why most people find out about these changes too late. Not the official reason, the real one. Identify the canceller. The canceller is reactive financial consumption. The habit of learning about the financial system only when it forces itself into your life. A tax deadline, a medical bill, a layoff. a retirement notice you were not expecting. Most people do not consume financial intelligence proactively, they consume it reactively. By the time they find out about a change, the window has already moved. That is the canceller. It has 3 specific fuels. Extract the fuel. Fuel 1, recency bias. I will pay attention to retirement rules when I am closer to retirement. The 401k. Super catch-up window opens at 60. If you are 47 right now, you have 13 years to build your position. The window is not far away. It is your next chapter, and the people who will maximize it are already watching. Fuel 2, complexity aversion. My advisor handles this. Most advisors respond to changes. They do not anticipate them. They are not briefing you on legislation that has not passed yet. That responsibility belongs to you, not them. Fuel 3, identity mismatch. This doesn't apply to me yet. If you are between 40 and 55 and watching this, every single change in this briefing applies directly to your model. Right now, today, restart the engine. Irreversible wealth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by audit. It happens when you have the courage to admit that the reactive path, the safe path, the comfortable path, is often the most dangerous one for a late starter. Stop focusing on the size of your pile. Start focusing on the speed of your rotation. Your house is a place to live. Your portfolio is a place to grow. Don't confuse the two. The people who will maximize all 3 of these changes are not more intelligent than you. They are not wealthier than you. They are simply earlier. They found the briefing before the window moved. You found it, right now. That edge belongs to you. But an edge only converts into outcome through action. Information without movement is just awareness. And awareness without urgency is just a warm feeling that fades by tomorrow morning when the day gets loud and the to-do list takes over. The question is not whether you understand the 3 changes. You do. You have the numbers, the timelines, the names. The question is what you do in the next 30 days. Because late starters do not have the luxury of gradual adjustment. The compounding window is narrower than it was at 30. The margin for reactive behavior is smaller. The cost of finding out too late, specifically at 62, 63, 64, is measurable, calculated, real. The super catch-up window does not wait for you to feel ready. The Medicare model does not update itself. The Social Security legislation will pass, or it won't, on a timeline that belongs to Congress, not your calendar. The system is not against you. It is indifferent to you, and indifference has a cost. That's the trap. We are moving into phase 2 now. The rules have changed. Build with intention. Stop. I want 1 word from you in the comments right now. Not a sentence. Not an explanation. 1 word that describes how you feel about your retirement position at this exact moment. Drop it, I ask, because the word tells me more than any statistic. The most common word that comes through this community is behind. And I want to say something directly about that word, because it matters. Behind is not a failure. Behind is an honest diagnostic. And most people refuse to do the honest diagnostic. They avoid the calculation. They close the tab. They tell themselves they will deal with it next year. After the raise, after the kids are out, after the mortgage is paid. You are still here. You did not close the tab. You ran the diagnostic. That is the starting point. That is exactly where this work begins. Not sympathy, not permission, just clarity. And clarity is the most expensive thing most people never pay for. We have 3 sections left in this briefing. The system response, how all 3 changes function as a unified framework, not 3 separate news items. The implementation framework, 3 specific moves you make in the next 30 days, and the 1 action I want you to take in the next 24 hours. Let's keep moving. Here is how a late starter reads all 3 changes together. Because they are not 3 separate news items, they are one coordinated shift in the financial architecture of retirement, and the sum is significantly larger than the parts. Change number 1, the 401k. Super Catch-Up says this: stay invested. Build and maintain your 401k position now through your 40s and 50s, so that when the Super Catch-Up window opens at 60, you are in position to use it. Do not withdraw, do not pause, do not reduce contributions because retirement feels far away. It is not far away. Change number 2, the Medicare Part D cap, says this: recalibrate your model. If your retirement budget was built before 2024, one of your largest expense projections has been reduced by $3,000 to $6,000 per year. That freed capital has a job. Find it one. Change number 3, the Social Security Earnings Test Bill, says this: build the scenario now. Do not restructure your claiming strategy around a bill that has not yet passed, but map what your options become if it does, so that when the vote happens, you move the same day, not 6 months later. 3 changes, 1 framework, 1 direction, position before the window closes, not 3 separate tasks, 1 operational brief. None of these changes work in isolation. Together, they shift the total retirement math of a late starter by potentially 6 figures. That is not hyperbole. That is arithmetic. That is how the geocapitalist reads the system, not piece by piece, as a whole. 3 steps, concrete, executable. Let's go. Step 1, audit your 401k position today. Not this week, today. Log in. Look at your current contribution rate. Are you hitting the 2026 limit of $23,500? If you are 50 or older, are you adding the $7,500 standard catch-up on top of that? If not, that is your first correction. Before anything else, before you optimize a single other thing, maximize the vehicle you already have access to. Step 2, update your retirement healthcare budget projection this week. If your retirement model was built before 2024, the Medicare Part D cap has changed your largest healthcare line item. The new ceiling is $2,000 per year, not $5,000, not $7,000. $2,000. Calculate the freed capital, then give that capital a destination, because capital without a destination drifts. Step 3. Monitor the Social Security Earnings Test Bill this month. Go to congress.gov, search the bill, read the summary. It takes 10 minutes. Then set a Google alert for Social Security Earnings Test Bill, so that when the vote moves, you are notified the same day. You do not need to act before it passes. You need to know when it passes, so that when it does, you are ready to move. Not reactive. Ready. 3 steps, approximately 3 hours of your total time. Potentially 6 figures of difference in your retirement outcome. That is the return on this briefing. Execute it. 3 changes, 1 briefing. The advantage now belongs to whoever moves first. You came into this video as part of the majority, the people who find out about financial changes too late to use them. You are leaving it as part of the minority who found out on time. The question is no longer whether you know the changes. You know them. The 401k Super Catch-Up window. The Medicare Part D $2,000 cap. The Social Security Earnings Test Bill actively moving through Congress right now. The question is whether you move before the window closes. If this is your first time in this room, this is what we do here. We do not react to the financial system. We read it before it moves. We brief. We position. We build accordingly. Not with hype, not with fear, with information, intention, and execution. Hit subscribe, not for the algorithm, because the next briefing matters as much as this one, and I want you in the room when it drops. The late starters in this room are not behind because they are lazy. They are behind because nobody gave them the briefing on time. You have the briefing now. The window is open. Use it. Irreversible wealth, built with intention.